the Wanisa. We do not have the capacity. Team idea is this is how we do it according to our strategy. But this time around, we are being told otherwise. We are saying, if we are to have a flexible strategy or agile strategy, it will be easier for us to adapt to this kind of changes. So, let's say your supplier is incapable of giving you those materials. What do? You must have a strategy, a flexible one, that you can switch to another supplier. Or else you can have multiple suppliers. If this one can give this one, the other one can also give this other one. Even apart from these 3 or 2 suppliers that have, suppose they do not have the capacity, even this one, I can go beyond and get elsewhere. That kind of flexibility is what we call agility. So, this agile supply chain management is a process that helps organizations to be more responsive to customer demand. So, we are saying once more, by quickly and efficiently responding to changes in customer demand, we can improve customer satisfaction levels, reduce costs, and improve your competitiveness.
It helps organizations be more responsive and helps to improve customer.
An agile supply chain management is a process that helps organizations to be more responsive. Responsive to who? To customer demands. And by quickly and efficiently responding to changes in customer demand, you can improve customer satisfaction levels, reduce costs, and improve your competitiveness. That is by being able to quickly and efficiently respond to changes in customer demand. You might satisfy your customers, constantly reduce the cost, and ultimately improve our competitiveness. But so one can tell that this flexible strategy is good for our organization and is more appealing for organizations. But we should also take note that there are numerous challenges associated with this kind of strategy. So, what are those challenges associated with this kind of strategy or agile strategy? They say for you to implement this kind of strategy, there are numerous challenges you need to overcome and deal with. Then address it and proceed. But failure is not easy. What are some of the challenges? First, there is an issue to do with supply chain visibility. Supply chain visibility is a challenge. Now, what is this visibility? This supply chain visibility we're talking about here is your ability as a player in supply chain to understand things that are happening inside and outside your environment. Things that are happening there on the market. You should always have an eye on whatever is happening there on day-to-day basis, so that whenever there is a drawing, you adapt or you check, you respond quickly and do accordingly. So this visibility is not easy. So supply chain visibility is not always easy to achieve. This visibility is not easy to achieve. That's one thing. And why is it difficult to achieve this visibility? It is because data is always spread across different systems within the organization. So for you to consolidate all that data and have a picture of exactly what is happening and things are happening on a daily basis, and then you respond, adjust and respond immediately, is not as easy as we are saying it. So that is always a challenge. Visibility. systems within the organization, it is a bit difficult, or very difficult, so to say, to have a clear picture of what is happening in the organization and of course outside the organization, so that you can do the adjustments accordingly. So the issue of visibility, for you to see everything, whatever is happening, is a challenge. Another challenge also associated with this same strategy is that data is often inaccurate. Is often inaccurate or out of date. That is always inaccurate and out of date. So, let's understand it in this way, that the data we're talking about here, or the information that we can collect from different systems in an organization, helps decision makers to make a decision. It helps those in decision-making positions to make sound decisions for the operations of that organization. So, what will happen if the data that is being received by those decision makers is inaccurate and is out of date? What are the consequences? They are going to make inaccurate decisions as well, or poor decisions, or decisions that are misleading. So it's a challenge of getting information. It can lead to misleading decisions. What can be another challenge? At times, not all supply chain partners may be willing or able to make the changes necessary to support an agile supply chain. Not all partners in the supply chain may be willing or be able to make those necessary changes in order to support the agile supply chain strategy.
So, how do you look at the process? Many sentences just.
Okay. Maybe if you want to, if I'm putting this in that sentence, I'll bring it to this later. Not all supply chain partners may be willing or able to make the changes. Not all supply chain partners may be willing or able to make the changes necessary to support an agile supply chain. There are two reasons, among many, that can prevent these partners from supporting our new strategy or our flexible supply chain strategy. One challenge or one reason is to do with capabilities. I take that one once more. There can be reasons that can make these partners fail to support this strategy. One of the reasons is to do with capabilities. Your partners, or those that you are working with, may not have the capabilities to support this strategy. That's one. Or, secondly, some partners may just be those that are resistant to change. They don't want to adapt to new things. That can also be another challenge. secondly, they are just resistant to change, right? Now, there is also another challenge that there is constant changes on the market. There are always constant changes on the market. Therefore, implementing an agile supply chain is not a guarantee that your operations will be a success, or there is no guarantee of success in the implementation of agile supply chain strategy. Why? Because there are always constant changes on the market. So when you're saying there are constant changes on the market, in other words, this is what it means. What works today may not work tomorrow. This is normal what happens. There are some situations that may be seen workable today, but tomorrow they are not workable. So while you are trying to draw this flexible strategy or agile strategy, fine and good. But now by the time you're implementing it, you find that some other things on the market have changed. So you have to go back and re-strategize, which is still time and cost consuming. So that's another challenge. And of course, implementing this agile supply chain strategy is always very complex.
Another point?
No, that's an addition to this last point here, that there are always changes on the market, constant changes. What works today doesn't work tomorrow. So that makes it a bit complex and a bit difficult to achieve. But nevertheless, we are reminded that despite all those challenges, but overcoming all those challenges is the way to go. Why? Because we are saying we are living in a very hostile environment when it comes to competition. Therefore, you still need to survive. So, if for you to survive, try as much as possible to be more flexible, so as to respond to whatever demand is out there and satisfy that demand. So, the challenge, this one and the other one, need to be dealt with so that you achieve the best and become more competitive. Alright, now let's proceed. Now, how to implement this strategy? Or how to implement an agile supply chain management strategy? So here is kind of a guide, step-by-step guide on how we can implement this kind of an agile supply chain strategy. 1. Assess your current supply chain. Your current supply chain. Assess your current supply chain, and that is the first step. Now, they say what we are trying to do is we want to implement an agile supply chain strategy, management strategy, or a flexible one. But before we do that, let us assess the current one, the one that we are operating under. We assess it, that's the first step. So, by assessing this one, what are we trying to do? We are trying to identify areas that we are weak and they need to be improved. This is what we are trying to do here. By assessing areas that need to be improved. So, by understanding, by identifying areas that need to be improved, it will help us to understand what needs to be changed to implement agile supply chain management strategy now. We are assessing. Now we have identified the areas that need to forward. Then, areas that need to forward really means we need to implement it. We need to improve it. So, by identifying that area that needs to be improved, it means now we think of ways through which we can improve that one. This is the only now. If when it comes to they always complain whenever they place an order, it takes time for us to deliver whatever we're supposed to deliver. Now, we were assessing that we can just improve our failure to deliver in time. So we need to improve when it comes to our delivery. This is done. I think the fleet management, when it comes to fleet management, we will come to one. You want to deploy my drivers there. Whenever that is order, you want to know my drivers that was the winner, you stand, you win as I would. So it's when I did my drivers, I'm really about the network because I think we are weak on that. So we need to make sure that we deliver that. Now, how do we deliver that? We deliver very good fleet here. Come not to my drive. Come not to my drive our bench. You know, such kind of thing, right? We are trying to intervene in the situation. That after you assess where you are right now and where you are weak right now. So tomorrow you want to be here. So you're bringing a more flexible approach to whatever you are doing. Another step is to develop a demand forecast. This one, Yeah, not focus. Not this one, but this one, focus. So you have to develop demanding forecast. So if you have a demanding forecast, it's a demand prediction, right? You are not predicting that I think ununue ya Oktoba. November kafanya mapenzi. Demand yake kiwele mbiko. Chifua kwenda kanauti kwa iko mafati. Iza kwa chama 15. Tabe akambe na mati masters. We have to make sure that gari mwenye mafati mapita kwenye boko. Itabu zile kalenda zile. Kabla ya let's produce mbegu za mbegu mapitami akarelele. Come 15th of November, we will start delivering as quick as possible. What I are trying to do there, you have forecasted the demand, and you know that demand is that kind. So, any changes in demand, whether upwards or downwards, it will be easier for us to respond to the same. Why? Because we were focused, prepared. There was focus, and that focus prepared us to respond as quick as we could. So, this forecasting now should consider internal and external factors impacting the market and external factors that impact the market. So, there are some factors beyond your control. Then there are some factors within your control. So, whatever when you are doing your demand forecasting, put that into consideration. That, okay, there are external factors. So those are external factors. How are we going to overcome them? Should they find themselves on our way? Or the internal factors, how do we resolve them? Now, there is another point or another stage when we are trying to implement this kind of strategy. Identify suppliers. Now, once you have a demand forecast, you can begin to identify suppliers. You can provide the materials and components you need to meet that demand. You did your demand forecasting and you realize that but with this kind of demand you have, it means by that November minimum, so with this only my supply is at how are we going to source material? So it's time now to identify the suppliers. So identifying the suppliers is not enough, but building solid supplier relationship is vital. Why is it vital? Because it ensures efficiency and smooth operations in the supply chain. So, identifying the suppliers, at the same time, build a solid supplier relationship. You must build solid relationship with those suppliers to ensure that there is smoothness and there is efficiency in your activities. We proceed? Now, implement systems and processes. Implement systems and processes. So, what systems and what processes? Systems and processes that will enable this flexibility to happen. Systems and processes. Yes. That will enable this strategy to work, or that will enable this, or that will allow this strategy to work. Those are we talking about the systems and processes that support this new strategy. So, what are some of the systems that we can include in that regard? We have processes, for example, inventory management systems. That's a system. We implemented them. So we implement a system that is flexible as well. Because the idea that process or that system should support the strategy in question. Another one is order management system. Order management system can also be another system that should be put in place in order for it to support this strategy. Another system probably can be a transportation management system. Transportation management system. So these are just examples of the systems that you have to put in place in order for them to support this strategy in question. Another step that we need to consider also, Train your employees. Train your employees. Train your employees. So once you have systems and processes in place, you must train your employees on how to use them. Once you have the systems and processes in place that are there to support the new strategy, at least train your employees on how to use those systems and processes. That will help to ensure that everyone is on the same page. Yeah, so it's like here is an army, and this army has been designed, has been put in place in order to defend this territory against any possible enemies. You give them ammunition, guns, and whatever they require. But if they are not trained, they are not instructed on how to use those equipment or else how to fight, then the enemy will come in and finish all of you. They won't be able to defend the territory. Why? Because they didn't know what to do. So, in the same way, we are implementing this new strategy here. The systems are in place and the processes are in place. But if the employees they don't know how to use those systems and processes, it will be useless. So, they want to know what to do. So, the best is to train the employees. Apart from training the employees once, they should not just be trained once. There should be always refresher training periodically, so that they are always up to date. Why do we need refresher training sessions periodically? It is because we are saying the market keeps changing. Market trends keep changing. So even if you train them this year, but in the next year the situation of the market won't be the same. So they won't be able to handle the situation as it comes. So at least they need to be trained now and then. Now, when you put something new in place, or for example, if you construct a car or any other kind of machine, it needs to be inspected or it needs to be monitored and see whether it is going to perform as it is expected to perform. So similarly, in implementing this agile supply chain management strategies, there is also a need for monitoring and evaluation. So, monitor and adjust. Monitor and adjust. So, the final step in this case is to monitor your supply chain and make adjustments as needed. The final step is to monitor your supply chain. The final step is to monitor your supply chain and make adjustments as needed. Adjustments as needed. So, the supply chain now has been designed in such a way that it is now agile, and we are convinced that this one is going to be able to respond as quick as possible. It's an agile strategy, but now monitor it. If you find that it is not performing as expected, then make some adjustments.